We're a little bit early. I just asked my wife to bring me a coffee. So, okay, hold on. I need to move that out a little bit. So, hello everyone. Let's get started. Today in English. First time regular live stream in 2020. I am no financial advisor, I have no financial interests, I have no sponsored links, and I don't want no donations, please. Do you really want to see me anger venting? The title of today's video, I tell you, I am freaking pissed. This whole year 2020. When you're on Twitter, you go crazy. That shit which is being posted there, I cannot believe it. And if I correct people, they block me. It's unbelievable, and I'm really happy that none of you, of my followers, neither the followers on YouTube, the ones which are live at least with me usually in the streams, are those idiots. And not all of my anger, but quite some of my anger comes from hyping. Please. Stop hyping and start breathing. Thanks, Raf. I really need to remember that all the time. Give you a few examples. You read Temenos. You start hyping. Stop it! Temenos is not just about payments. It's most likely their smallest business. You read Finastra. You start hyping. Stop it! Not everything about Finastra is about payment. As with Temenos, it's most likely their smallest business. You read Blue Cell. Stop hyping! Stop it! It's not Blue Cell's core business to make payment gateways. They have other payment, they have other core business. Now the bit more interesting part. You read about R3 and Corda, you start hyping. Fucking hell, stop it! R3 is a company behind the open source code Corda platform. Corda runs many distributed applications, so-called dApps, and the Corda settler is just one of them, and maybe the least interesting for the banks. I have been tweeting out in the past few days that I most likely am the only person on social media in the XRP community who does believe Corda settler will not be used for XRP settlement. Why? It doesn't respect privacy. I don't want to go into that. You can ask me questions if you want to know more about that. You read Hyperledger, you start typing. Stop it! Same as with Corda. It's a platform. Actually, Hyperledger is more a framework for various DLT solutions. Hyperledger Quilt, which helps integrate ILP, is just a tiny part of it. You read CDBC, Central Bank Digital Currency. You start typing, stop it! With or without CBDCs, there will be a bridge currency required. With or without. It doesn't matter for us retail people. It's really unimportant. There is literally nothing to hype about CBDCs. They won't make you rich, and most likely you won't even realize that you're using it, because you're using also with CBDCs just like something like a credit card or so. Next thing, global liquidity crisis. You start typing, yes, XRP will solve the problem. Stop it! XRP and ODL may prevent or may help reduce the problem. And that's my wife. And that's my coffee. Vielen Dank.
Tschüss.
XRP and ODL do not have to rely on anything like that. They're strong enough on their own. They will just do it. And maybe if Mickey B. Fresh might agree on that. I don't know if he's here today. He put in some Telegram group some nice comments, and basically it confirms what I've been telling for months and months and months, and he kind of confirms that that might actually explain the Shane Ellis theory, and maybe I will have an interview with him. Another example, you read Trump makes a trade deal, and then you start typing. Stop it! Again, XRP ODL does not rely on this. It's strong enough on its own. And those who believe XRP will be a new global reserve currency, stop hyping. Yes, XRP most likely will be used for value exchange, but it will never be used as denomination for valuing of products, which incidentally is a core characteristic from a reserve currency. No cinnamon, I'm sorry. So, that was my raging, my venting. I just needed to let that go. Damn it. On Twitter we have really just idiots. I mean, I don't get it. Okay, now I'm here for you guys, for your questions. I would like to see $1. Okay, let's quickly check where we are. Last time it was around 14%, but don't get me wrong. For me, 14% is it dropped quite a bit to 10%. I'm checking on eToro usually, and they reset the counter at midnight Central European time. Can you still hear me? tells me the stream's current bitrate is a bit low. Let me try to restart it. Can you hear me again? Pretty good. What's that from now? Can you give me thumbs up if all is fine now? It still tells current stream rate bit low. I don't get it. Sound is okay. Sound is okay. Okay, let me go through the questions. Yeah, for $1, I guess Kickstarter number one, I'm still pretty sure will be SBI. And I can still not give answers why SBI didn't start yet to show their volumes. The interesting thing though, if you go SBI, let me check if I have that link somewhere. BC exchange. The interesting thing though, they have, so for those ones who want to check I'm not sure if that's the exchange you're waiting for, the Pro, or if that's really just for the pros. But the trades you see there are very interestingly all in the same range, all about the 1,040 yen, like almost all of them, which is really weird. Mr. Pinky blocked me on Twitter. Maybe Franjo Tihic, maybe you tweet it. If you tell me your Twitter name, I'll check. But usually I really block idiots. When someone doesn't believe something, like there was a guy who was harassed, kind of like everything I posted in the past 3-4 days. He was questioning and everything, and then I was talking about this Ripple Alpha Association coin XLA, and he insisted it's an ERC20 token on Ethereum blockchain. And I told him no, it isn't, and even gave him proof, like a screenshot and the link to the white paper. And what did he? He blocked me. I would have blocked him anyway. And if idiots like that come around, then I'm sorry. I'm happy to lose followers. I mean, I really just want intelligent ones. Anyway, and then after that, by the way, I kind of DM'd this Ripple Alpha Association Twitter account, and they actually answered, and basically I told them that they should get more transparent and more, more clear about stuff. And I posted 2 or 3 tweets from fellow followers or people in the XRP community with stuff they were a little bit worried about. Exactly, CKJ Cellmate. The only ones that are upset are the same ones who are over invested and keep crying about the price. Absolutely. I mean, okay, if I tell you I couldn't care less about the price, it'll be a lie. I'd be happy if we were in the $5 or $10 area. It would soothe a lot of souls, definitely. But as I know, it'll go there and it'll go like factors higher I mean, even this 10 or 15%, I tell my wife, look, but then I add to her, it's still not what I'm waiting for. I mean, it's basically, okay, 15%. Last time we saw that last week, 2 days later we lost like half of that again. So, why bother? Hello, Richard. I don't greet everyone personally. I mean, I usually say hello everyone. And please forgive me if I sometimes anyway greet someone personally. Now I lost my here. Mark C, I said $10 maybe by the end of January if SBIBC goes live. I'm pretty sure within 2 weeks of SBI going live we will see dollar ranges. Kicks in some FOMO on $10 is possible. I didn't say we reach $10, I told explicitly $10 is possible, but the requirement is SBIBC going live. Wette Pro, I'm sorry about that. Watch my other videos. I actually, for those a little bit newer, I really recommend again my playlist on my YouTube channel, my most important XRP videos. And most of them are still valid today. And actually talking about that voice message from Mickey B. Fresh in this other Telegram channel. Basically the summary was he and a few others were talking about X-Pool and how this movement of XRP might work out, and they figured that the Nostros might be able to be used as funds for the market making process in the particular country. And I could even give you that tweet. Hold on. Actually, I need to quickly open another application, and then hold on. Maybe here. And in February, end of February, I think it was. No, actually early February. So pretty close. I'm hoping you can still hear me. Manuel, du schreibst mir sofort, wenn man mich nicht mehr hört. Hey, das wäre super. So Mickey B. Fresh is talking about what they figured out that the market making people could be, and I tweeted that a year, less 2 weeks ago already, and I talked about that in a live stream then, that I could very well imagine, and that most likely it will be the best solution to have the CLS banks, the guys which hold the Nostros worldwide, to play the market making role, because they are the guys who have that cash at hand. Now I have a little twist to the story how Mickey and their guys talk about it, because they say the Nostros themselves could be used for the market making process, for the payout. And my argument is, why, when Deutsche Bank has dollars at Bank of America and Bank of America has euros at Deutsche Bank in Germany in their Nostros, they could give up those and use, and Bank of America could play market making role for dollars in US, not having a Nostro anymore, and Deutsche would play the market making role in the euro area and not having nostros in US anymore. Nostros are definitely not needed anymore because the proposal from Mickey B. Fresh and this group would actually kind of maintain the nostros, and I really think that cannot be done because it, even if it was used for a different purpose, the cost would still be there. Mark C, that's an interesting thing. Mark C is asking about all those guys leaving Ripple. I didn't know about Ryan Sagone until today, and then Morgan and Wellington Scully, I guess, and that other woman from the legal department. But I mean, the first I got to know about was Dilip Rao when, I don't know, I think it was somewhere end of November or so, when he basically announced that by the end of the year he would retire. And my initial feeling, job done. Then be well, Dilip Rao. Enjoy your retirement time. And I mean, I always told it, the people at Ripple don't work for the money. They work for the vision. When they leave, either they have another project going on which is similar important as this, I don't remember her name, Cooley something, Susan Cooley or something. She became CEO of Binance America. I mean, that's equally important. BF, it'll never ever be 5 years. I'm still pretty sure by the end of June, if everything works out, we see 4 digits. If everything works out. BF Fantastic is asking regarding tomorrow, regarding the court case against Ripple. My hunch, my gut feeling is they will, I don't know, somehow delay it or refer the decision to the SEC, or I really don't know. But I don't expect anything to happen tomorrow. Jose Semi, I don't think 2023 digits. I really think 4 digits. And actually, some of you might remember I did an interview with Raf from Florida, and today he made a very, very weird tweet. Actually, let me quickly try to find it. He tweeted, I will read it for you. His tweet was, "They will succeed in a big way. I say what I can say, and what I can't say, well, I keep quiet. I can't be made any clearer. Hint, read the first 7 words again. This goes beyond the startup company from San Francisco." I really don't know how he can produce such a tweet. It sounds a little bit like if he knew more. The interesting, I mean, I never really asked him about, I don't know if he really knows more, but his confidence in the project is like, I wouldn't know whom is more confident than him, like from my followers. He's even more confident than me, because there was a tweet, and I think I talked about that in my last live stream on Saturday already, where a guy was laughing about 10k, that XRP will never reach 10k, and I said, why laughing? I mean, that he just lacks the imagination. I can imagine XRP reaching 5 digits in 2025-26. And Raf basically responded, let's make a bet. Let's put 200 XRP in at the side. I then proposed to put it in an escrow account. And I'm actually, with the help of Vice Wind, trying to figure out how that works. Well, the escrow as such I can do via XRP tipper, but then the idea would be that after the escrow ends, that we would I mean, you need to kind of send the escrowed XRP into a wallet, and there we would use a multi-signature wallet, so that just Raf and myself could actually decide, the two of us together, where that XRP then would go at the end of 2024. And he was so sure that XRP will have reached 5 digits before then. It's incredible how confident he is. Nazario Parisi, no, we don't need anything to collapse. That's what I said before in my intro. XRP will do its own thing. We are not dependent on anything. XRP might help a global financial crisis from happening, or might, if it happened, might help reduce it. But we are not dependent on anything like that. James Bickle, I really don't know what. Well, basically, I think I know what we're waiting for. For the big guns, like those CLS banks or hedge funds, being able to play the market making role. Imagine, what was your James Bickle? Imagine you have 5,000 XRP, and there is a transaction going on about 5 million, and XRP has a price about 1,000. So the sending bank will buy your XRP for $1,000 per XRP, and then they will have XRP in the value of 5 million, the value they want to send. So that's the easy part. You will always be able to sell, right? But who will buy on the other side? I mean, if I would be a market maker, I might be able to do market making up to $10,000, maybe up to $20,000, depending on how long I'm in the business. But 5 million is way out of my hands. For that, really the big guys need to step in. And I told it over and over and over again. And I still believe it. ODL, RippleNet doesn't require regulation, but what requires regulation is actually XRP reaching a high price, because only then the high value transactions can go through, and for that it needs the big guys to be able to hold XRP, and this is something they cannot do. But since starting of this year, they can do that. In Europe, in Japan, in US, and I think in other countries as well. And for me, I don't know how long it'll take for them to actually step into that role and be able to do that, to play that market making role. La La Land. Rafael Toro. My theory tells 15 minutes are enough to get to 4 digits. If you want to know more about it, search in my playlist my most important XRP videos and search for the Shane Ellis theory. There is the Shane Ellis theory on its own, then 2 or 3 videos which go deep on that. Stuart XRP, no, I don't think. Well, maybe. I mean, Stuart is asking if I think Ripple will buy or at least stakes in other companies this year. I mean, possibly. I really don't know. But I don't think it'll be, let's say, directly related, like MoneyGram into the business, so to speak, or I mean, they will continue their work they have been doing with Xspring, like helping the solo project, helping the, I think it's called Kava project. There are a few, like this music project, Coil, all those Cinnamon, all those projects who try to use XRP as a means of payment. Such projects, they will for sure continue to support. Enough is enough. Yes, I know. I told 3 digits end of 2019. I even said it end of 2018 already. And I'm still today 100% sure that the potential for 3 digits would have been there end of 2018 already. What I failed to see is this point, this fact that that the market makers, the guys who actually pay out fiat so that the fiat can be paid out to the recipient, they need to be very potent. And as banks cannot hold crypto yet, and basically it's the banks who have that kind of money. They will do, it's the only solution that they will play that role. And for that, these new regulations coming on. But how long it'll take until it kicks off could be weeks, could be days, could be a few months. Maybe I'm still wrong with the end of June, but it will definitely not take until 2021. Toretit, well, any corridor will be happy to reduce cost. I mean, high friction markets are, I don't know, everything not being G7 or Europe, maybe. So Africa, South America, almost all Asia with exclusion of Japan, the Arabic countries. David Sherrill, no, it will not affect the XRP price. I mean, forget about all news coming. Whatever will be announced, even if Swift announced they buy a Ripple, even then XRP price wouldn't soar. This how is it called? speculative price rise on news. That was something 2017, early 2018. But since we dropped from the all-time high below $1, you can just forget about that. News won't do anything to XRP. Mario Schwartz, yes, that's exactly true. Most will have difficulties maintaining their wealth, which might be a reason why I may try, once that's getting true, that I may try to change I will not. Who wants to hear about XRP once we have 3 or 4 digit? No one. I will basically lose all my subscribers. But what I could do is maybe once a week or once a month or so make a video on how you could take, what is important, that you stay wealthy, that you do not lose your wealth. The Twitter handle from Raf is this here. Paulo Hugos. I'd go even further and say the world doesn't need 20 coins. There might be some niches for freaks and nerds who really don't want to put their money into banks, but in one point in time they will, because if the ecosystem will not accept Dash, what will you do with your Dash? You will need to sell it, and then you have fiat anyway again. But maybe there might a handful of coins which might serve some niches, like Iota. Iota, if they can prove that it's really foolproof, that it cannot be hacked or anything, I really could see Iota as being the currency, for Internet of Things. Could also be this new cryptocurrency created in Zug, Switzerland, MetaHash or something it's called, I guess. Actually, I could scroll. It was a while ago since I talked about that with Manuel. I find that, I think was called MetaHash, or I don't remember. Hash. Meta. Doesn't find anything. Oh, forget it. Okay. Raptor, no, not ever once that happened. That anything searched like factor, I don't know. Factor 5,000. Not any time in the world, but I usually say XRP is unprecedented. It's a different beast. You have to get that in your head. It's nothing you can. There has never been anything you can compare with. Stuart, what's your question regarding, what was it? MasterCard? And what's the liquidity of Tor coin, Steven? Try to sell or buy for 50 million. That's another reason XRP hard. I mean, Richard and myself have been thinking quite a lot about, and I've also with Lars from München, from Bremen, Moino. Some might know him under the Moino handle. Oh, Moino. I don't remember, something Moino. And we have been thinking about the way nostrils are set up, because certainly there will not be a person sitting in an airplane with a bag full of cash. And the most, or the solution we could think of, which might most likely be the reality, is that those banks actually get credit in the bank they will have a Nostro account. And those credits usually have like, I don't know, deadlines or something, like deadlines when they run out. And I don't know if that's weeks or days, or I literally have no clue. There might be like when Deutsche has with Bank of America about $1 billion such a nostro. That maybe 750 million might be, I don't know, might be about half a year, and then 200 million might be about 3 months, and 50 or 45 million might be about a month, and 4.5 million might be about, I don't know, a week or so, and the rest I really don't know, but that might be a reason why there is also delays, so that they can basically, I mean, who wants to have a Nostro account anymore once they do not need it? I mean, continue to pay, that's kind of stupid. Can you still hear me? I need to check. I think so. Mark C. Well, actually, I don't have Cool Wallet, but because I have the eToro wallet, I have like 2/3 of my XRP moved off the eToro platform into my wallet from eToro, but because it's multi-signature, I trust it 100%. As all other wallets are not multi-signature, you have to find the best solution, and the best so far I have seen is Cool Wallet. That might be a reason why SBI has kind of invested quite some money into it and created the SBI Cool Wallet. It's kind of like a copy with some cool SBI logo on it somehow. But recently in my Telegram group there has been a guy posting an interesting kind of alternative to this Cool Wallet S, and it looks as it's also quite cheap. I didn't really go into that too much, but basically you also receive kind of like a credit card, and I don't know, I mean, on the Cool Wallet side you basically just press a button to release the private key from this credit card, and your iPhone will receive the code and sign the transaction and send it. How it works on this new wallet, I don't remember the name of, I really don't know. But that might also be something to look into. Hodl the odl, don't keep up with the news. It's literally of no importance. I mean, I told it and will tell it over and over again. On one side, not any news will do anything for the price, even if XRP was or wasn't deemed a security. That wouldn't change the price a bit. It would maybe drop or rise 5%, but that's not what we're waiting for, right guys? We're waiting for 500,000% price increase, not for 5%. That's a different story. And I mean, regarding getting more confidence, I made it, let me read you that tweet for those who didn't read that. I tweeted, I think maybe even today. Hold on a second. I tweeted, why this tension in the community? As my friend Raf says, breathe. Ripple has the best team in the world. If you buy Apple stock, you also trust Tim Cook to do his job well. But you also do not start digging if Apple buys the OLED displays from the proper manufacturer. You're just happy when the iPhone sell big time, right? And the same if you're, I just can repeat it. I read about I was first, when I got in touch with blockchain, I checked about the technology, just how because I'm a programmer myself, I just wanted to know, what is this? And then I wanted to know, and what are use cases? And like 95% of the use cases I found are not money related. It's about identity, it's about records management for your like educational records management, property records management, other like visa records management, if you need a visa for certain countries you travel to, stuff like that. But literally as a money, as a value, still today I see niche like Yota. I could imagine that in 5-10 years, when literally every device is internet enabled, that you might be able to send a message to the device, and for like, I don't know, half a cent or so, it might return some interesting information. But I mean, that just needs something which can be moved literally without friction. Okay? But it doesn't need anything of high value. Yota could work at below, I don't know, 1 cent maybe. And literally the only use case I figured which would, or which implies having a value on the asset, is XRP, the bridge asset. Everything else is crap, believe me. Suckers rally, yes. Hi Mickey, be fresh. You write yourself here different, without the E between the K and the Y. Thank you that you support me there, Mickey. I will talk to you like on a bilateral level. And these two voice notes I received, if you are interested, I really would like to talk to you a little bit about it. Maybe in a separate video, not in a live stream. Okay, thank you, Mickey. It's back up. Thank you, Michael. Pablo Pina. So it didn't work for a moment. But now you can hear me. I need to investigate this. It was working so long, so nicely with my settings, and all of a sudden I have every time problems with my live stream. Anyway, guys, I mean, we're getting close to an hour and I'm a little bit tired. I will answer a last question. In the meantime, I wanna really thank you guys for your trust, for your persistence to stick with me, for your interesting questions. Stay tuned. So Mickey, be fresh. Actually want to talk with me about this idea they had together, and so stay tuned for that video. I have no doubt, and I really would be very surprised if we wait another 6 months for 4 digits. Okay, no question. In that case, that was one of my shorter live streams. In a week again in English, on Thursday in German. Maybe a surprise video or live stream on the weekend. I don't know which language yet. Take care. Bye bye.